YouTube algorithm. Okay, we're gonna go watch this speech by Simon, and I was just watching it earlier. It was so good. I just want to share with you guys. Let's go.
Do you love your wife?
Yes.
Prove it. Like, what's the metric? Give me the number that helps me know.
If Simon would just pause right there, I would just I didn't know what we would say. Like, I would just be dead silence. The whole room would just be completely awkward. It's like, how am I supposed to respond to something like that?
Right? Because when you met her, you didn't love her. Now you love her, right? Tell me the day the love happened. It's an impossible question. But it's not that it doesn't exist, it's that it's much easier to prove over time.
As soon as he said that overtime part, that's what really hooked me into his speech, because I always thought, and I'm sure most of us always thought, that it just happens like that.
Right? Well, leadership is the same thing. It's about transitions. So if you were to go to the gym, it's like exercise, right? If you go to the gym and you work out and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. And if you go to the gym the next day and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing, right? So clearly there's no results, can't be measured, it must not be effective.
Yeah, I think all of us just wants that instant gratification. Like, you know, when you play a free-to-play game, but then you can pay for stuff so you can level up the character faster. We just want that instant gratification now because it just feels easier. We don't want to really put in the work, you know what I mean?
Or if you fundamentally believe that this is the right course of action and you stick with it, like in a relationship, I bought her flowers and I wished her happy birthday, and she doesn't love me. Clearly I'll give up.
Rest in peace, nice guys.
That's not what happens. If you believe there's something there, you commit yourself to an act of service. You commit yourself to the regime, the exercise. You can screw it up. You can eat chocolate cake one day. You can skip a day or two. You know, it allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently.
I know this is where Simon's building up his speech, but when they cut away to her, I was thinking like, oh wow, she was ready, and then she's probably looking back in the video. I was like, oh man, why did he zoom in on me?
I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it. And the same with the relationship. It's not about the events. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency, right? You go to the dentist twice a year, your teeth will fall out. You have to brush your teeth every day for 2 minutes. What does brushing your teeth twice a day for 2 minutes do? Nothing. Unless you do it every day, twice a day for 2 minutes, right? It's the consistency. Going to the gym for 9 hours does not get you into shape. Working out every day for 20 minutes gets you into shape.
It's like that Bruce Lee quote where Bruce Lee says, I feel not the man who practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I feel the man who practiced one kick 10,000 times. Essentially, he's saying you became a master of what he's doing. And Simon's bringing up the point about if you keep consistently do it, eventually you'll become really good at it and you'll become your own master in that sport.
So the problem is we treat leadership with intensity. We have a 2-day offsite, we invite a bunch of speakers, we give everybody a certificate. You're a leader, right?
I love those days though. Yeah.
Those things are like going to the dentist. They're very important. They're good for reminding us or getting us back on track, learning new lessons. But it's the daily practice of all the monotonous, little, boring things like brushing your teeth that matter the most. She didn't fall in love with you because you remembered her birthday and bought her flowers on Valentine's Day. She fell in love with you because when you woke up in the morning, you said good morning to her before you checked your phone. She fell in love with you because when you went to the fridge to get yourself a drink, you got her one without even asking. She fell in love with you because when you had an amazing day at work and she came home and she had a terrible day at work, you didn't say, yeah, but let me tell you about my day. Right. You sat and listened to her awful day and you didn't say a thing about your amazing day. This is why she fell in love with you.
You know, I never really thought about my small habits like that make a big impact. And, you know, I think I'll start being more considerate so I can show more love.
I can't tell you exactly what day, and it was no particular thing you did. It was the accumulation of all of those little things that she woke up one day and as if she pressed a button, she goes, I love him, right? Leadership is exactly the same. There's no event. There's no thing I can tell you you have to do that your people will trust you. It just doesn't work that way. It's an accumulation of lots and lots of little things that anyone by themselves is innocuous and useless. Literally, pointless by themselves. People will look at little things that are good leadership practices and say, that won't work. And you're absolutely right. Things like saying good morning to someone, that looking them in the eye.
In psychology studies, language is 50% body language, 40% tone of voice, and the rest, the 7%, a mess of the math, is what you say. So keep that in mind when you're talking to someone. How you stand tall, how deep or how high your voice is, and then what you say does have an impact. But just keep those 3 factors in mind.
My friend George, who's a 3-star general in the Marine Corps, he says his test for leadership, and I love this, he goes, his test for a good leader is if you ask somebody how their day is going, you actually care about the answer. The number of times we're walking to a meeting, we're rushing, we go, how are you? Not good, I gotta get to you later, I'm late for a meeting. Right. If you ask the question, you were standing there and you were listening to the answer. It's those little innocuous things that you do over and over and over and over that people will say, I love my job.
You know, these are just a bunch of great points he's bringing up. I'm just gonna start slowing down. So asking people how the day is and actually truly listening to what they have to say. And even if they give me like, it's okay, at least I listened.
But I like my job. I like my job means, yeah, the challenge is great, they pay me well, I like the people. I love my job means I don't want to work anywhere else. I don't care how much somebody else is willing to pay me. I'm devoted to the people here, and I care desperately about the people here as if they were my family. In business, we have colleagues and coworkers. In the military, they have brothers and sisters. That's how they think of each other. If you really have a strong corporate culture, the people will think of each other like brothers and sisters. It's like a family, right? No. Brothers and sisters. Deep love. Fight, but the love doesn't go away.
You know, maybe just like that quote, you get what you give. So just give someone so much respect, they'll give you the same amount of respect.
Bicker, the love doesn't go away. And I'll fight with my sister, but if you threaten my sister, you're going to have to deal with me. Right? We'll fight internally, we'll bicker with each other, but nobody's going to hurt each other. And if anything from the outside shows up, you're looking at a unified front. Brothers and sisters. Now, how do you create brothers and sisters out of strangers? Common beliefs, common values, parents, in other words, executives who care about their children's success, who care to raise their children, teach them skills, discipline them when necessary, help them build their self-confidence so that they can go on and achieve something more than you could have ever imagined achieving for yourself. That's leadership.
To wrap up Simon's overall points, 1, be consistent with what you do. 2, be more caring about the actions you make. And 3, slow down, take the time, talk to people, listen to what they say. And overall, if you put them all together, that's how you can be a true leader. Have a good day.